Viewer discretion is advised.
Doomsday is a day of final judgment, a time of catastrophic destruction and death.
Luck.
In the Christian religion, Doomsday is the last day of the world on which God will judge everyone. Everyone. No one is safe. The theme of Doomsday and apocalypse and Armageddon and the final judgment goes hand in hand with religion and can be taken quite literally by religious cults.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, they
Of
love
course.
picking dates. Cults love a calendar.
They love
That's
a calendar.
another reason why Lucy has to watch Parks and Rec is for the reasonableists who are waiting for Zorp. And they go to...
They rent the park
to rent
like
the park.
every year because they've like picked
They
the
keep
date.
getting the date wrong.
for Doomsday?
Yeah, so they like
So
rent the
fucking
park,
funny.
and then they're like, "Nope, we got the date wrong, but we were recalculating." And Leslie's like, "Okay, just let me know
Zorp
what
the
date."
surveyor will eat your face.
We'll also get to getting the dates wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is from shiftblog.com. Religious cults often incorporate an apocalyptic view of the future related to the promise of salvation through the belief in a divine entity. They often result in septs, where only a limited number of adepts are accepted. So, like, you have to be
Seps
You
or
gotta-
sects?
septs with
That's
a P.
weird because in my research it all said sects with a C.
I think they're different words.
Yeah. I didn't know
They
there was a difference.
Sound similar.
Well, an adept is like someone who's qualified to get to that level. So you got to earn enough tickets to get to the level where you can be saved. Is
It's like an
essentially what
MLM.
it's. Yeah. Yep. And they are requested to bring on a specific proselytization. So the sociologist John Laughlin introduced for the first time the expression of doomsday back in 1966 while he was leading a study on some members affiliated with the Unification Church of the United States. And later he reported his analysis in a book called Doomsday Cult, a study of conversion, proselytization, and maintenance of faith. I never know if I'm saying that word right.
I feel like doomsday as a word has existed for a lot longer than that.
The 60s, but maybe just grew in popularity connected to this specific area of study in the 60s.
Yeah, I think if it's like as like a sociological term, I don't fucking know. It's from a blog. I don't know.
Okay.
It's also important to note here that not all religious doomsdays mean the end of the world. Some of them just kind of mean a transition of eras. So like I said, most Christians believe in Armageddon because it is mentioned in the book of Revelation in the New Testament of the Christian Bible. Within that group, we've got Jehovah's Witnesses, Seventh-day Adventists, and Branch Davidians. Ever heard of them?
Indeed, we have.
They were
Even
big into the
creepier than
apocalypse.
I was expecting.
Way creepier.
Christadelphians and Mormons. There are also themes of doomsdays in Hinduism, Islam, Judaism, a lot of Nordic traditions, and others. The Mayans also are alleged to have predicted that the world would end on December 21st, 2012, which is not exactly true, and it obviously didn't happen.
Right.
I don't know. We've been in kind of a fucked timeline, but
I mean, the world is obviously going
fucking
to
shay.
cease to exist at some point.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me that most organized religions or even just like schools of thought of
Whole
like,
societies.
yeah, societal
if
thought
you know
would,
that like everything dies, it's like
Yes.
the one constant, then it makes
Yep.
sense to like extrapolate from there.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
people are going to build ideations and like ideologies around this concept that's just universally known and accepted.
Yes, and like I said, it's not all about the death of something, the end of something. It's just like a new, potentially a new cycle.
Well, yeah, like the
Yeah.
fucking the Hale Bop cuties. They were just gonna leave their earthly vessel
Yeah.
and transition
To a
to
heavenly
their
vessel.
to their heavenly vessel.
Well, that's basically the same fucking thing that Christians believe.
exactly.
Yeah. Mhm. There are
It's
a lot of
rebirth, baby.
common threads here.
Yeah.
Also, I forgot about the guy in China who fully built an ark. to prepare for December 21st, 2012.
We will get to the Ark building.
Yes.
Oh, thank
But
God.
not this guy. I don't know about this guy in China. My guy is in Canada.
Okay.
My guy also has an arc, but it's not above ground.
Neither's mine. Oh my God. Did we do the same guy?
No, my guy's Russian.
Okay. Whew.
You'll love it.
Woo! Also, we were in Mexico in Tulum on December 21st, 2012, and it was a fucking trip.
Cool.
There was like a big music festival down the beach, but all you could hear where we were was like the bass, like a rhythmic thudding.
Ooh.
Oh, so spooky.
Cool.
I cried a lot that day.
I'm sure. Somehow this
It was
shocked
so
me 0%.
fun. I cried a lot that day.
It was
We
amazing.
gotta get it out.
I cried constantly.
Okay, UFO religions often cite the end of the world / the arrival of alien civilizations that will lead to a new reality, Heaven's Gate, for example. There is some crossover of religion and politics that will incorporate the end of the world, such as Jim Jones's People's Temple, which was religious and also a socialist communist situation.
Yep.
So
That's
it's like
like,
relig-
we'll talk about that, I'm sure, but that's like cult 101. Like collective living off the land, rejecting capitalism, which are all things I love.
Not living off the land.
Well, maybe not that, but like the slippery slope from this whole like, look at this community.
Yeah.
We all support each other.
To
There's no money.
Matching
There's no-
Nikes in bunk beds is
Yes. To poisoned Kool-Aid
Yeah.
church service is that pipeline is too slippery.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yep. Also, something that I didn't know about, the Knights Templar and the Masons even have like some of those groups have really extreme apocalyptic beliefs. That shit is so weird to me. I don't get it. I want to get it.
like the world is definitely going to end. Mankind is definitely going to end way sooner.
Oh yeah.
But like
Raccoons
the
will be
universe
running this
will
place.
live on. You know,
Yeah.
So
like
cute.
we're just one little blue dot. There's a lot of other
Exactly.
shit going on.
Raccoons and fucking cockroaches are going to thrive.
Go ham. They're gonna love it.
ham.
Love ham. Okay. The expectation of the end of the present age, human history, or the world itself is called eschatology. There's a whole ology about it.
Cool. Does Allie Ward have an episode?
I think she does.
Probably.
That's cool. Okay.
She's amazing. I love her so much.
Agreed.
So the word eschatology comes from Greek eschatos, meaning last, and logy, meaning the study of the last.
Ooh.
In a religious context, this belief is called apocalypticism.
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 What the fuck is wrong with me today? I can't pronounce
This is not
these
an
words.
easy word.
You picked a lot of
Apocalypticism.
very tough words to try to pronounce while sick. I will say
Yeah, they're not coming
they're
out
not
of my
landing
throat
right.
very
It's
well.
okay.
I like how even when none of us are in a space to be able to drink, we still sound fucking drunk.
Oh yeah.
Because we don't know shit.
Especially when we're on half speed by accident.
Oh my
That's
god.
my favorite
Then
thing.
Kenyon on half speed sounds like she is ODing on heroin. It's unbelievable. And I do not recommend the heroin, but I do recommend listening to us on half speed because it's very funny.
it can be very funny.
Okay, so apocalypticism.
Nope.
Apocalypticism
There it is.
usually also means that the end is imminent, like within your lifetime. Like, get it straight, shit's going down.
My
soon.
guy came from a place of fear about impending nuclear disaster, which
That makes sense.
is actually pretty logical.
Yeah, that's logical to me.
Climate
Yeah.
anxiety. Hi.
That's also logical. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here's a fun fact for you. Doomsday preppers, or as they call themselves, survivalists,
Ooh.
exist on a spectrum, but they are numerous. Kenyon, I would call you a doomsday prepper.
I'm light on the spectrum. I'm there.
You're there. A January 2020 survey, January 2020, I thought that was ironic.
God. When the fuck was that?
Found that 35% of the nearly 2,400 people surveyed said that they didn't need to buy supplies in the last year because they were already stocked up.
Yeah, but then you're depleting your supplies.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like, could you have lasted on your stockpile in the last year?
Oh,
yes, I could have.
Absolutely.
It's estimated in 2013 that there were 3.7 million preppers in the U.S., comprising a market potentially worth of billions of dollars.
Damn.
I could not survive like the loss of electricity or water,
Internet,
like potable
TV.
water.
Mm-hmm.
But like
Then you're fucked.
with the supply chain stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the runs on
You'll
toilet
make it.
paper and stuff, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I have an amazing list of failed doomsday predictions, and this comes from my boyfriend, Encyclopedia Britannica. It was a list of 10, but these 5 are my favorite.
Uh-huh.
Taiwanese religious leader Han Ming-chen established Chen Tao, or True Way, a religious movement that blended elements of Christianity, Buddhism, UFO conspiracy theories, and Taiwanese folk religion.
Why
All of my
not?
favorite things in one religion.
Great
Sign me the
cocktail.
fuck up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chen preached that God would appear on U.S. television, Channel 18, on
Which market?
on March 25th, 1988. So maybe that was a national.
Okay.
To announce, so God would announce that he would descend to Earth the following week in a physical form identical to Chen.
Announced on television. Got it.
How convenient. I just don't think that television is the medium that God would use, but I could be wrong.
This is
I don't
the
know
80s.
God.
It's
I don't know her.
height of television. I don't know her.
I don't know her. I don't know what she likes.
Yeah.
The following year, Chen prophesied, he prophesied that millions of devil spirits, together with massive flooding, would result in a mass extinction of the human population. Followers could be spared by buying their way aboard spaceships, which were disguised as clouds sent to rescue them.
It's like that movie, that new movie.
Amy Adams?
Is it Nope? What's it
Oh, yeah,
called?
Nope.
Oh,
Totally.
yeah.
Yeah.
a
Weren't
good
the
movie.
alien spaceships disguised as clouds? I fell asleep. I was not a
They
fan.
weren't disguised as clouds, but like could easily camouflage.
Yeah.
Yes. The concept, you're close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're circling the drain of that concept.
Ooh.
Okay, Amanda, here's the one that you mentioned earlier. Halley's Comet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Heaven's
that's
Gate?
Hale-Bop. That's different. Halley's Comet.
Heaven's Gate was the Hale-Bop people. You already mentioned Heaven's Gate.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Halley's Comet, which is different, passes by Earth approximately every 76 years, but the nearness of its approach in 1910 created fear that it would destroy the planet either by a celestial collision or through the poisonous gases it was rumored to contain. A worldwide panic ensued, stoked by the media and such newspaper headlines as, quote, "Comet may kill all Earth life," says scientist.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Says some guy.
Yeah.
A group in Oklahoma tried to sacrifice a virgin to ward off impending doom,
Oh, no.
and bottled air became a hot commodity.
Amazing.
So we've just always been stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fucking idiots. I love us.
We always try to like capitalism our way out of things.
yeah.
That's what we
Which
do.
I realize is ironic coming from me bragging about how much I've stockpiled.
Yeah,
I
right.
do understand the hypocrisy.
She sees it, okay? We don't need an email.
That's the first step. Okay, so obviously none of that happened either. Religious leader William Miller began preaching in 1831 that the end of the world as we know it would occur with the second coming of Jesus Christ in 1843. He attracted as many as 100,000 followers who believed that they would be carried off to heaven when that date arrived. When the 1843 prediction failed to materialize, Miller recalculated and determined that the world would actually end in 1844.
Buy yourself a little
Oh.
more time, guy.
This
Okay.
was
Like
my
the months fly by, okay?
I know. This is my favorite thing. This is a quote from one of his followers named Henry Emmons. Quote, "I waited all Tuesday and dear Jesus did not come. I lay prostrate for 2 days without any pain, just sick with disappointment.
Oh my God. Why is that a direct quote from my grandmother
Yes.
about like any of us?
I waited all Tuesday and Jesus never showed.
a whole day. I ruined my whole Tuesday waiting for
In
the second
sick
coming.
disappointment.
So he waited
And
all
nothing.
Tuesday, and then Wednesday and Thursday he was just prone with disappointment.
Well, at least he had the
Oh.
weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. He bounced back by Friday.
Oh, that's rough.
All right, I got 2 more. Beginning when she was 42 years old, Joanna Southcott reported hearing voices that predicted future events, including the crop failures and famines of 1799 and 1800.
Big whoop. There were crop failures like every 4 years.
I know, right? She began
Big
publishing.
whoop.
Big whoop.
They like barely had crop rotation.
Yeah, I hear ya. So she began publishing her own books and eventually developed as many as 100,000 followers, believers.
Wow. That's
In-
a lot.
In 1813, she announced that in the following year she would give birth to the second Messiah, whose arrival would signal the last days of the earth, despite being 64 years old herself and, as she told her doctors, a virgin.
All right. Well,
She died before a baby could be born.
Good for her.
All right, last one. This is sad. Trigger warning: animal abuse.
Oh, God.
In 1806, a domesticated hen in Leeds, England, appeared to lay eggs inscribed with the message, "Christ is coming." Great numbers.
conveniently, the hen wrote in English.
Great numbers of people reportedly visited the hen and began to despair the coming judgment day. It was soon discovered, however, that the eggs were not, in fact, prophetic messages, go fucking figure, but the work of their owner, who had been writing on the eggs in corrosive ink and then reinserting them into the hen.
You don't say.
Yeah.
And also, ow.
Ow, yeah.
Poor thing.
Okay, last but certainly not least.
Oh, God.
If you are convinced that the world is coming to an end and want to start prepping, I will now tell you how.
Okay.
Kenyon, take notes.
I
Here
am.
we go.
This is mostly from a website called primalsurvivor.net.
Oh, no.
Sounds credible.
Yeah, it is an intense website. Step 1, remember that prepping isn't simply a set of steps to take. Prepping is a mentality. It means that you accept that a disaster could strike. It means accepting responsibility for your own safety and security and that of your family. It means being active in the face of disaster instead of passive. Take some time to research the most likely disasters which could occur.
Fun.
These risks include risks like EMP attacks, which I had to Google. I think it's electromagnetic pulse or something like that.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Basically, theoretically, it would wipe out anything with like a motherboard.
Oh.
So it
okay.
could completely disable
I mean,
the
that's
grid.
Computers,
That's
the grid.
fairly likely. Okay.
Yep.
China has all the capabilities too.
Yeah, this is like the evolution of modern warfare.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's taking out people's power grids, internet,
Yeah.
all that shit.
Hurricanes and flooding, earthquakes, economic collapse, etc. Yes, some of these threats are highly unlikely, but highly unlikely doesn't mean it won't happen. By accepting that there is real risk, you will be in a better position psychologically when disaster does strike. Okay, there's some psych. This alone may be enough to save you, since you will be ready to take action instead of panicking in the face of danger.
I mean, I'd probably still
I
panic.
was gonna say, I'm still planning on, I'm building in panic time.
Yeah.
I'm in my panic room that I'm building in.
I really want a panic room, too.
Me too.
Yeah.
I want a fucking panic room
That'd be
real
nice.
bad.
Panicking is an evolutionary response.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Panicking
You're allowed
is
to
my
panic a
favorite
little bit.
pastime.
Yeah. Step 2, water should be your primary focus. You need it for drinking and hygiene, but how much do you need? The short answer is you need at least 14 gallons of water per person, which breaks
Per-
down,
Like how?
well,
per
I'll
year?
get to it.
Okay.
No,
That
like
breaks
per
down-
day.
Right.
How much water you use in a day right now is not the same as how much you would
No.
use
Yeah.
if you
course.
stockpiled water.
Yeah.
So
I'm just, yeah.
this breaks down to 1 gallon per day for 2 weeks for each person.
Okay.
However, like I just said, most people use a lot more water than this. So to be fully prepared, you'll want to aim for around 60 to 120 gallons of water per person, which would give you 2 to 4 gallons of water per day to last 30 days.
Yeah, that's a lot of water to store. I do not have that capability.
Well, then you should learn how to purify water, how to store water, and how to harvest water.
Ooh.
Step 3, food. Again, you should aim for a 30-day supply. So consider stocking up on canned foods, including meat, beans, fish, fruits, vegetables, crackers, oatmeal, cereal, powdered milk. You should also learn how to make powdered milk.
No.
No, thank you.
Peanut
I'll just
butter
die.
or
I'd rather
powdered
die.
peanut butter.
I'd rather just fucking die than even think about powdered milk. So next.
jams and jellies, preferably in plastic
Yum.
containers, not glass, because it's lighter and it won't break as easily. Crackers, instant mashed potatoes, granola bars, red lentils, couscous, dried fruits, or fruit leather. For long-term disasters, stock these plus seaweed, freeze-dried stuff, honey, lard, different oils, because at some point it might just be about calorie intake.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Canned tuna in oil, because
No.
more calories. Ramen and pickles.
I'm out at powdered milk. Kenyon's out at tuna in oil. Absolutely not.
I
But
already
honey
said
does
seaweed.
last forever. So
Fucking
honey is
ever.
a really good one.
And has like healing and antibiotic and antimicrobial properties.
Could be a salve.
Mm-hmm.
So this food is only going to last so long, so also learn how to hunt and fish and forage and build a survival garden.
No.
Kenyon's just
No.
opting out of the apocalypse.
No, if we can't shop for it, I'm not doing
Yeah.
it. Bye.
I don't think I'd have like a very strong will to live in the event of like a real apocalypse.
Right. I'm
Like-
fucking diabetic. I am
Yeah.
out. I'm not gonna
I think my
Why waste your
realistic
try
time?
hard.
Yeah.
realistic prepping would be like a handgun and a fatal amount of heroin.
I was gonna, my prepping is a comfy place to die.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
no thank you. Mm-mm.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I do really love a disaster movie / a zombie movie.
Same.
Where there's like, you're like picking a vehicle and you're getting like
Strategies and
gas to like put in the vehicle and then you're like acquiring guns.
I like the early days of the apocalypse
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
But in reality, if I have like one inconvenience, I'm not gonna do it.
Mhm.
Right.
So
I'm not gonna garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna garden.
Um,
Literally the easiest of all the things that are on this list. I'm not gonna garden.
I need
No.
to plant a garden.
That song. I love that song.
It's the inside of your brain is that song.
Yeah, a little bit.
Step 4, stockpile non-food items like toilet paper, scissors, buckets, lamps, matches, heating elements,
Now we're cooking with gas.
Yeah, this
Now
is
you're
Kenyon's
speaking my
fucking
language.
niche.
Q-tips, soap, gloves, aspirin, anti-diarrhea medicines. For some
yeah.
reason, fish antibiotics. Didn't really look into that. Underwear, plastic sheeting, weapons and ammunition. And Amanda, this is what I thought you were going to say. Don't forget about barter items.
Oh,
So in a
yeah.
large-scale disaster, you may
Gold
end up
bricks.
needing to trade stuff with other
Yeah.
survivors.
That's where your booze stockpile will be very, 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 very lucrative.
The best barter items are things you can make yourself, such as alcohol or herbal medicines.
Yep.
Oh, I would do a still. I would maybe get into that to barter for other shit.
Something that
Totally.
could potentially blow you up over just planting a couple carrots.
Absolutely with you on that, though. That sounds way more fun.
When we were in South Africa during the early days of COVID and we were under like an actual lockdown with like martial law and whatever.
Yeah, that was
and they banned the
horrifying.
sale of booze and cigarettes.
Kenyon barely made it. She needs her cigs.
I don't smoke.
And next one in here without a pack of Luckies in her hand dies. Hear me, Loretta?
But we knew some people, like actually they were like French teachers at the school and they like needed their cigarettes. And so Zach was able, I don't know how, but he was able to like get a carton of like Marlboros or
It's
something.
like a black market situation
yeah,
for
he
a
started
long
to,
time.
like, trade them for red wine, which is
Yeah.
what we wanted.
Zach amassed his wealth by selling black market marbs.
Marbs. Gross.
Marb Reds. Marb Red 100s were really hot for him.
It was
Ish.
fun.
What?
He felt like Nucky Thompson.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, of course.
Bootlegger. Also, shoes and things like tampons are going to be big ticket items post collapse.
Honestly, the one big thing I can say for anyone who menstruates,
Cups.
get a cup before the apocalypse.
Get a cup.
I haven't had to purchase a tampon in 2 years. It's pretty great.
Step 5, plan an escape route. So some people buy an escape property, which is a little
I want that
insane.
kind of
A
wealth.
bug out location.
Yep.
In the Midwest, we call that a cabin.
Well, you should at least have a bug out location plan and also a plan for how to get there and also a plan for how to get home later.
My bug out location is Kenyon's house, so
Yeah.
I got to make my plan.
Fair.
Also know that it's probably going to be safer to stay at home than to bug out.
Then to travel, yeah.
Yeah. Make plans with your family, have a communication plan, a meeting point, a backup meeting point, a list of emergency contacts and procedures for specific types of disasters, fire, flooding, earthquakes, etc. Have
That's
copies
a lot
of your passport.
talking to my family.
Yeah. And run drills. Make sure everyone's on the same page because this could happen at any
No.
moment.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Have you ever watched the Doomsday Preppers show?
No.
Oh, yeah.
It's so fun.
It's
love
hilarious.
it.
It's really funny.
Well,
Those people are insane.
yeah.
And I love all of them.
So it is, in short, it's never too early to start stockpiling for the end of the world, as Kenyon has shown us. Start practicing now by going camping and
No.
learning some survival techniques. Maybe
No.
meditate on whether you could mentally take another person's life to save yourself or your loved ones.
That I
could.
could do.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
I could not camp. I could kill.
I could camp. I actually do really like. I actually like camping, but not for like, not for indefinitely.
Yeah.
I eventually need a structure with like walls
Yeah.
that aren't made of canvas.
I could glamp.
Corrugated metal. Glamp. Okay. All right. Well, that's my segment. I hope you learned something.
I learned
I
a lot about
did.
myself, actually.
Yeah, my own limits. I
It
learned
was a
I'm,
mirror in front of my face.
I'm defo gonna die real soon into the apocalypse.
Perfect.
Well, I sure hope you liked that clip. If you did like that clip, make sure you are subscribing to our YouTube channel, leaving us a nice review, and joining us on Patreon for even more video content, audio content, salacious content all around. Come join us. Treat yourself.